You call me a clown in church, sir. You call me a clown. Say madman, me in church. You even say, why are people following me? In one video, why are people following me? Why are people following me, right? God will judge you, sir. Because that's Esiri, the way you get from me, God will judge you. You call me a clown in church.
Ebuka, now you do this one. Now you do this one. Listen, if at all you did not do what you did, I don't think Peller would have the mind to come out to say what he said. You see, that is the problem we are having in Christendom today. Imagine Peller coming out to talk to Reverend Cassiana. Imagine Peller coming out to respond. You know, Peller wouldn't have responded if at all he did not see. I believe he saw the video Ebuka made. I believe he saw the video where Ebuka was responding, saying things when he went to Kenya for his ministration. I believe they must have discussed about this matter before Peller came out to say what he said. You see, that is the problem we are having. Now, Peller had the mind to come out to talk to Reverend Cassiana, even opening the scriptures to speak to him, even opening the scriptures. Now, he opened, I think, Matthew chapter 7 or so. He opened and was talking to him, telling him of how Jesus said you should not judge a person based on the outward appearance. And now I was trying to listen to the balance of what he was saying. I was trying to make sense out of what he was saying. And I did not see any sense. Now he said, Jesus said you shouldn't judge a man out of the outward appearance. Don't worry, I'll play the full video, you watch it. You shouldn't judge a man out of. Now he said, Pastor, you called me a clown, and then in my family we bear Muslim name, but we go to church. Now when he said you are a clown, which I don't support, when he said you are a clown, was he actually referring to your outward appearance? So you are trying to tell us ironically now that you look like a clown, or probably he has looked at your outward appearance and say, okay, this one looks like a clown. Do you look like a clown? Do you look like a clown? Now, that aside, now you came out and said that now the world is pursuing you and you have run to church, and now the ministers are now against you. Should you run to Satan? Bro, you have not actually run out of the world, though. You have not run out of the word at all. You have not even come out of the word at all, let alone coming to church. And you are calling Ebuka Pastor Ebuka. You are calling Ebuka Pastor Ebuka. Ebuka, now you do this one. No? Now you just they cause all these things. Now Peller had the mind to say, even if he does that it doesn't mean anything. That it doesn't mean anything. No, I'll play the video, you will see it. That it doesn't mean anything. So if you do it doesn't mean anything. Let me ask you a question. Do you know what sacred, the word sacred means? Do you know what the word sacred means? Now, there are certain things you don't abuse. There are certain things you don't abuse. Even in your house, there are certain things that belongs to you that you wouldn't allow every other person to touch it. No matter who the person is, you wouldn't allow them to touch it. Why? Because those things are very important to you. They are sacred to you. There are certain things you wouldn't want them to touch or play with. Even if they touch it or they are holding it, you wouldn't want them to joke around with it. That is how that tonguing you are talking about is to us. That is how that prophecy is to us. And they are saying, even if you are doing it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Ebuka, anyways, I don't blame you, Peller. I blame Ebuka. And I also blame all the pastors, most of the pastors that will always allow this rubbish. Because if at all we started early to cut down all these things, it wouldn't have gotten to this point. We allow anything and everything on the altar. We allow anything and everything to come and minister. You see, that is the problem. That is the problem. Now, when you start allowing one thing, in my previous video, I talked about allowing things to linger. If we don't cut it down early, it will grow up into a big tree that it will be very difficult to cut down. It will be very difficult to cut down if you don't cut it down when it is still like a seed coming up, like a crop. If you don't cut it down at that point in time, it will grow into a big tree that it will be very difficult. You will need a cutting machine, this machine that they use in cutting trees. You will need that machine to cut it down. You will not even need machete. That is exactly what is happening now. So I don't blame Peller for what he's saying. I don't blame him. What does he know? What does he know? I blame Ebuka. Now this is Ebuka. What I expected from Ebuka was not to respond. All right, he wouldn't have responded. In my other video, I said he is still a child. The Bible said, "Woe unto you, O land, when your king is a child." Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 16. Ebuka is still a child. And I'm still repeating it. Ebuka is still a child. Now, Paul said, you being a child is not in age or whatever. Yeah? Ebuka being a child is still in the mind. The Bible said, Paul speaking, he said, when I was a child, I thought like a child. I spoke like a child. Now, what I expected Ebuka to do was not to respond. I was expecting him to just calm down. Even if I thought he did not respond, it would have been better. Now, meet Peller and say, guys, see, I think what we did is wrong. I think this one that everybody is wrong, I've discovered. Just like he said when he went for his program. He said, I know that what I did was wrong. Now, fine. When you now discovered that what you did was wrong, what would you have done? Not respond. Now call the guy you did that stuff with. Guy, you see, I've made mistake here. See. No, do this thing again. If I thought there is any other video that has that kind of a thing that he's having, bring it down, bro. Just bring it down. It's just for peace to reign. Just do it. Bring it down. Now, what did you do? You went ahead. You went to Kenya and you said, you didn't plan saying it, bro. You planned saying it, and believe you me, you discussed this matter with Peller. And because you discussed it with Peller and Peller saw the video, that was why he went ahead in his Instagram, on his Instagram page, his story there in Instagram, and he made his own video in response to what Reverend Kasena said. Imagine what is going on in Christianity. Imagine what we are having in Christianity. Imagine Peller responding. And the one that provokes me is that is not anything. And he even went ahead to say that God is going to judge Reverend Kesena. Listen, God is going to judge him. I agree with you. And God is going to judge everybody. All right? Nobody is exceptional. God is going to judge everybody. And for those who said, we are judging Ebuka, let me say it again in this video. Nobody is judging Ebuka. Nobody is condemning Ebuka. What we are condemning is the mockery they made over the sacred things in the church. Most time, when I see people's posts, when I see people's comments, I wonder if they are actually Christians. I wonder whether they actually know God. Because if you really know God, there are certain things you wouldn't, even in your house, there are things that pertain unto your father. There are things that belongs to your father that you, even as a child, you don't touch it anyhow. You don't touch it anyhow. You don't touch it anyhow. Why? Because your father is going to get angry when you play around with it. I don't know if at all you people grew up. Oh my God. It is well. It is well, oh. It is well. Now, you said God is going to judge him. And like I said, I agree. I agree with you. God is going to judge him. God is going to judge us. God is going to judge me, myself. God is going to judge everybody. But the point we are trying to make here now is, don't joke around with things that are sacred unto us. Now, the first time they spoke in tongues was actually in the book of Acts, chapter number 2. Do you know? You said you people answer Muslim names and then you still go to church. If I thought you go to church, you will know this one. Ebuka would have told you. The first time they spoke in tongues in the Bible days was in Acts chapter number 2. And the Bible said they spoke as the Spirit gave them utterance. As the Spirit gave them utterance. Even the people that were baptized and all the rest of them, before they speak in tongues, the Bible said they had to invite other people to lay hands, Peter and all the rest of them, and to lay hands upon them before they speak in tongues. And you think you can just come out and then start speaking in tongues. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, leave him now. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. We are just joking. We are playing. That was exactly what happened in Ebuka's house. That was it, and that is exactly what is giving this boy morale to say what he's saying. It is well. It is well. Please, we have to be warned. Watch video.
How do you explain to me that somebody who says that he sings for God, he ministers unto Elohim? We saw him on a video with one clown mocking tongue.
You call me a clown in church, sir. You call me a clown. Say madman, me in church. Yes, sir. Let me take you on a small process, on a little journey. Open your Bible with me. Open to John 7 verse 24. It says, judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. It means don't judge the people because of their look. Yes, sir. My family, we have a Muslim name, plus we go to church. Now that I'm doing all my thing, this Pastor Ebuka, he invites me to his house. We do Ado now, we worship the word of God. Next thing you take it and you say we are mocking the God of God. Even if I speak, you know mean anything, sir. Yes, sir, I'm telling you. You know me. Now, the word is showing me pepper. I run to the God. The servants of God, you guys are pursuing me with. So when do you want me to run to? As run to is Satan. You even say, why are people following me? In one video, why are people following me? Why are people following me, right? God will judge you, sir. Because that's Israel, the way you get from here, God will judge you. You call me a clown in church. So everything don't finish for Bible to preach to the children of God is now Peller that they are preaching in the God. This word is supposed to end God.